Former Fox News propagandist Tucker Carlson, I guess now he's like a Twitter video guy or something like that. Tucker says that Donald Trump is obviously heading towards assassination. That's right. The killing of Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson seems to feel, is almost inevitable. Why? Well, I guess it's because people dislike him so much and the left is committed to destroying him that naturally he will soon be killed. It's weird. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why Tucker might be pushing this. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
What do you think the future holds? Is it?
I don't know.
I mean, are they going to let Trump be president?
No, of course. I mean, look, if, they protested him, they called him names. He won anyway. They impeached him twice on ridiculous pretenses. They fabricated a lot about what happened on January 6th in order to impeach him again. It didn't work. He came back. Then they indicted him. It didn't work. He became more popular. Then they indicted him 3 more times. And every single time his popularity rose. So if you begin with criticism, then you go to protest, then you go to impeachment, now you go to indictment, and none of them work, what's next? I mean, graph it out, man. We're speeding toward assassination, obviously, and no one will say that, but I don't know how you can't reach that conclusion. You know what I mean? Like, they have decided, permanent Washington, both parties have decided that there's something about Trump that's so threatening to them, they just can't have him. I mean, they're putting him on trial in March of next year in the J6 case, which basically consists of trying to send him to prison for the rest of his life for complaining about the last election. That's literally what it is. Again, if this were happening in Moldova, the State Department would issue an all-hands-on-deck order to let the world know this is not a legitimate government. And yet our government is doing it. It's like it's hard to overstate how bad this is. And I don't know where it's going, but there's a collision that's clearly imminent. And by the way, the president is senile in a way that's impossible to deny. Biden's not running the government, so I don't know, man. I've never been this worried about anything as I am about where this is going.
Now, there are so many lies in there, aside from the assassination bombshell, which we're going to talk about here. It is almost impossible to fact check that entire thing. The claim that Trump was indicted because of his opinion about the election, at this point, only the most ignorant or partisan could possibly believe that that's true. It says in the indictments, this is not about what Trump said regarding the election, whether Trump's opinion that he won was a lie or not, or true or not. That has nothing to do with why Donald Trump is actually being indicted here. It's because of his actions, not the fact that he thought he won, rightly or wrongly. They want to put him in prison for the rest of his life. Well, I mean, listen, it is not the Justice Department's fault. It is not prosecutors' fault that Trump is almost 80 and unhealthy and obese. And so statistically, it makes many prison sentences likely life sentences. It's nobody's fault that that's the situation. They're not trying to put Trump in prison for life. He's facing 91 felony counts across 4 different indictments, and even a conviction on a few of those could get him a decade in prison, and then you do the math based on Trump's health and weight and the entire thing. Fine. Let's talk about the assassination piece in a little more detail. First and foremost, Tucker knows that it is not likely that Donald Trump is going to be assassinated. He has Secret Service protection for life. He's extraordinarily well protected. They don't even let anybody go near Trump holding a glass bottle. There's a video of some guy having a glass bottle taken from him by Secret Service before he was even allowed to go and shake Trump's hand or say hello or whatever. But that's not the most interesting part of this. The most interesting part of this is, why even float this? What's interesting about a possible assassination? Oh, well, maybe it's stochastic terrorism. Tucker has the idea, if I mention someone's going to assassinate Trump, then someone in my audience will try. That's too concrete. There's another bigger story here. Tucker Carlson might intelligently realize Trump is more useful as a martyr to the cause. What Tucker remember when Tucker said he despises Trump vehemently or something like that? And then, of course, I guess somehow they made up, but that was leaked, that Tucker despises Trump significantly, vehemently, something along those lines. Understand that Trump as president is less useful to the fascistic, authoritarian, populist types like Tucker than a dead Trump. This is not about Tucker's trying to kill Trump personally. This is about, is he more useful as a martyr? And if you look throughout history, there are many martyrs that have served as symbols of resistance, icons of movements, and they were more useful dead than alive to those who cynically sought to exploit them. Because when a figure becomes a martyr, their legacy will often become larger than life. They are free, as Trump is very much subjected to right now, the day-to-day criticisms. Oh, he wrote on a thing with a Sharpie. It's ridiculous. Or he mimicked a disabled reporter. He's got this indictment, that indictment. He's accused of these crimes and those crimes. Okay. Once you become a martyr, you're free from all of that scrutiny. You faced it when alive, and now you become almost mythologized. And being mythologized in that way can rally and galvanize supporters, and it can become an opportunity for Tucker and all of the other right-wingers who think Trump is a doofus, and I assume that Tucker thinks that because he said it to some degree, and also because he seems a little too smart to think anything other than that about Trump. People can then choose Trump's replacement or at least weigh in on Trump's replacement. So I am not making the conspiratorial allegation that Tucker is trying to get someone in his audience to kill Trump or to try to kill Trump. I am not making the allegation, which would be completely unfounded, that Tucker is involved in some kind of plot to kill Trump. I'm not saying any of those things. The only thing I'm suggesting is that Tucker's rant may be somewhat inspired by Tucker recognizing that at this point, the damage that Trump is doing to the right is significant. 2018, 2020, 2022. We'll talk in the next segment. What might this lead to in 2024 if Trump is the nominee? Tucker might realize this guy might be more useful to the movement as a martyr in which all of his supporters can smoothly be transitioned over to supporting whoever we determine is going to be the righteous replacement to Trump. Something to think about. Practically speaking, Trump is not about to be assassinated. It's just not going to happen. That I would bet money on. Could Trump die in a number of different scenarios? Of course. Is there a likely assassination coming? The answer is no. I run a business, and I know how important it is to keep passwords safe. Our website has been hacked in the past. I've talked about it. There's videos on YouTube about it. Your business may have dozens or hundreds of passwords, multiple team members who have to use them. Some companies will use a spreadsheet or Post-it notes to keep track of it. It could be copied, photographed. It's not secure. There's no audit trail. It can really be a mess if it's not properly managed, and it can quickly become a major liability. The solution is Psono, the password manager for businesses. Psono generates unique, secure passwords for each account. They are encrypted before they leave the computer. Only someone who knows the master password can access the vault. You can share passwords and folders with other users who are also cryptographically protected. Total privacy. No data is shared with others. Data provided is used only to fulfill the service. Psono is free for individuals. Affordable paid plans for businesses. It lets you host it on your own server behind a firewall. It is open source. Anyone can audit the source code. No hard-coded passwords. To get started, go to psono.com. The link is down below.